Coming up on Sporting Dog Adventures this week, we head to Jonesboro, Arkansas. The birds are plentiful, the dogs are ready, and Season 7 is about to begin.
Hey, pretty mama, go and grab the scattergun. Rommel's looking like he's got one more good run. His hips are a little shaky, but his heart's still true. Oh, how that dog loves hunting with me and you. Sporting Dog Adventures, run, boy, run. Everything you need is here under the sun. Everything you need is here under the sun.
This segment is brought to you by The Real Decoy.
Hey, welcome to Season 7 of Sporting Dog Adventures. We are starting the season out in Arkansas. We're on a snow goose hunt. Now, this season's going to be a little bit different than a lot. I had some health issues. I actually had a brain aneurysm after we got back from a hunt in Montana. Spent about a month in the hospital. Actually, I have to go back in for another surgery on my brain, which proves that I have one. But throughout the season, we've got a couple of people that have hosted for me when I was in the hospital. And then on this hunt, I'm actually just a glorified dog handler. I'm not allowed to shoot a gun by doctor's orders, but it is awesome to get out here and actually just see these birds work. You are really going to enjoy this hunt. Stay tuned for a great episode and great season.
This week in Sporting Dog Adventures, we're chasing snow geese in the state of Arkansas. This is a personal hunt that I wanted to go on because I've never had a really good snow goose hunt. I've had hunts where we shot 40, 20, 30, but never one where it was just a knockout hunt and the birds were circling around like a tornado. The migration has begun, the birds have started moving, but there's still a lot of juvies down in the area. Now the nice part is when you're hunting juveniles, they're not real bright. And that's what we were looking for to get our great hunt.
Hey, on the right, guys, single. Here we go. Yeah! Here!
We're off to a great start. The dogs are doing wonderful and staying really still. That is key with a snow goose hunt. You need a steady dog. You also need a dog that'll take a good line, handle, and do long retrieves. A lot of times birds will fall, but you'll see birds fall far out, 200, 300, 400 yards out. And that is when a handling dog is really important. Hey, we're out here at Soggy Acre Signature Lodge getting one of our blinds ready for the upcoming duck season. Now, it's April, so we're quite early, but we wanted to get this blind set so that we could, one, cover the top with Speed Read from Camo Unlimited, and then two, we've got some netting from Camo Unlimited that we're going to put on the front of it so that the ducks don't see us when we're out here hunting. Last year we actually had cattails that we cut off to about here, and we also had cattails that we stuffed in the roof above, but the problem that we ran into is that whenever it was windy, our cover blew away. It kind of cost us in some hunts as we stood out, the birds saw us, so we're going to do it now so that the birds get used to it and they don't hit on it once the upcoming season gets here. And now we're going to put on the roof something called speed reed. This is almost looks like cattails, which is what we used last year, but it is a plastic product that's really going to stand up, and we won't have to replace it every time we hunt like we did last year.
Sporting Dog Adventures is brought to you by Dynaglow, Grizzly Coolers, Rocky, The Real Decoy, Liberty Safe, Kansas Department of Wildlife, Parks and Tourism, Hadel's Game Calls, Mech Shooting Sports, Boucher Automotive, My Lime Check, Soggy Acres Retrievers, Conquest Scents, Heavy Shot, Fold'em Gear, Camo Unlimited, Big Dog Lawnmowers, Browning Pet Products, American Landmaster. We feed and recommend Purina Pro Plan. This segment is brought to you by Fold'em Gear. So I have to say it's pretty scary. I got back from a hunt, actually sneezed, got a severe headache, had it for about 4 days. Eventually, after I went to 3 different hospitals, I ended up in UW Clinic in Madison and got rushed into emergency surgery. I was unconscious for like 5 days. I ended up losing about 20 pounds. My poor wife, Kate, had to deal with in businesses while I was out. Once I got where I was awake and could understand what had happened, it was funny because they told me, they're like, listen, it's going to be about 9 months for your full recovery. You're going to be in the hospital for probably 2 to 3 months. Anyone that knows me knows that that doesn't work in my time schedule. I told them, you know, that I had to get out of the hospital, had to get back to the dogs, had to get back to my wife and my kids. I was in there about 3 weeks, fully recovered now. Scary again, went back in to get everything looked at, got told by the doctor while I was on the operating table, they were doing a procedure where you're in an operation room, basically on the table, and he said, what are you doing on Monday? It was Thursday, and I had this hunt coming up. Told him I'm busy next week, but we'll schedule it after that. So I actually, about 5 days after this hunt, got to go back in. They're going to be going back in to stick some more coils into my brain, into the aneurysm, because it's reforming, put some stents in, and then it would be good to go. Be ready to rock. You know, it kind of sucks that I'm not getting to shoot, but at the same time, I'm actually running camera and running dog while I'm in the hole, and it is neat watching these birds work. To have this experience, it's good to be alive, but it's good to be back out here in the field, good to be back out on a great hunt. Our morning hunt is continuing to go well. We've got about 500 to 600 decoys out. Some are decoys, some are wind socks. We've got motion behind us, motion to the right, motion to the left, because that's what snow geese really like. We also are allowed to use e-collars, which is a system of speakers set up that are attached to basically an iPod that mimics snow goose sounds. This is something that you can use in most states during the spring conservation hunt. It really works well.
Get ready, guys. Shoot up! Nice job, boys. Pick it. Come on, pick.
This is definitely cool. We're in Arkansas. We've got birds working all around us, and we're waiting for the wind to pick up, so we've got a little bit more wind. But the birds are working really well so far. That last group was that was awesome.
Well, get ready, guys. Here they come.
This hunt so far has exceeded my expectations, and we are only halfway through the first morning. I can tell you that this is definitely a great hunt that I am proud to be part of. Watch after the break when our hunt continues. Today's training tip is going to teach you how to stop a dog remotely from a pile. Many people think that you should stop them going to the pile. That's actually a misnomer. If you stop the dog coming back from the pile, you don't decrease their forward momentum when they go out on retrieve. When you do stop them going to a pile, you can end up with something called popping, which is where the dog will stop, sit down, and they'll anticipate a cast. You don't want this when you're in the field. You only want them to stop on the whistle. So if you stop the dog coming back from a pile, you are not impeding their forward progress. This gives them the idea that they need to stop on a whistle, and will get them so they're ready to handle in the field. We've got Vinny here. He's a young Nova Scotia duck tolling retriever. We are going to use him going out to the pile, and then again, stop him as he comes back in. Back. Attaboy here. Good. Good. Good boy. Heel. Good dog. Heel. Sit. Drop. So what I'm doing is I'm walking out toward him, and I'm basically imposing my body posture on him to make him sit. I've got my hands up, I'm stopping him, I'm sitting him, and I'm sitting him in the area that I want, and then stepping back so he knows what I'm looking for. Good boy. Once you're done with this drill, you're gonna have the precursor done for doing the T drill, handling, and have a happy dog like Vinny. You'll be through your blind retrieves, and he's gonna be performing flawlessly in the field. Ready, buddy? That's this week's training tip. Now back to the hunt. Good boy. Hey, we're here with Sean Wozniak from Mech Shooting Sports. Sean, you guys have gone to the metallic reloading system, and this is the new Mech Marksman.
Correct. We just actually launched this product this January. We've been in the business for 61 years, and now we're branching out into the metallic world.
So tell me about it.
So our Mech Marksman is made out of cast iron. It's out of a C-frame, so it gives you full visual window when you're working with the press in front. Our claim to fame is the patent pending floating shell holder. So when you insert that shell up into the die for seating your bullet, they're basically going to self-align to make sure that your bullet runout is very minimal.
Well, let's go through the process.
I did prep, I kind of had a schedule. I kind of sped it up, so we have some prep cases that are already primed. All we have to do is add the powder and then put it into the press to seat the bullet.
Okay.
With this load that we've done, it's coming out of the Hodgdon powder book and making sure that everything is safe, making sure we don't overload the cartridge. So with this load, we need 59 grains of powder. We just need to finish it off with our trickler.
And that is neat. The trickler actually just puts in a couple of pieces of powder at a time.
And with shot shell reloading, it's a little more forgiving, whereas you're dealing with higher pressures with a rifle cartridge or even a pistol cartridge. So you want to make sure it's as accurate as possible. There, 59 grains. Take the powder, drop it into the cartridge. I'll put it into the press. All you have to do is set the bullet right on top of the brass. It'll line itself up. All you have to do is bring the handle all the way down, seat the bullet, come back out. So now our cartridge is loaded. We always want to double check and make sure the overall length. You want to make sure you're just below max length so it's going to fit into your chamber. And we're right on where we should be from the previous one.
Now this is something that we used before our trip to Montana. It's an economical way to target shoot so that you can make sure your gun is lined up, ready to go. And we proved it when we were in Montana. We maybe missed one or two, but that was probably operator error, but the rounds really performed.
The accuracy that you can get out of reloading your own ammunition is far none to what you can go out and purchase.
If someone wanted to learn more about this product, where would they go?
MechShootingSports.com.
Check them out, the new Mech Marksman.
If you're looking for a puppy
training
or want to use one of our stud dogs, contact us
at SoggyAcres.com.
On the right, guys. You're ready, guys.
So far, the hunt has gone better than expected. By mid-morning, we already had 70 birds on the ground. We have 2 dogs working on this hunt. We have my dog Pickett, Chocolate Labrador Retriever. We have Jake's dog Max, which he bought from me and is a Fox Red Labrador Retriever. Both were working flawlessly in the field and worked as a real team.
And with Jake Caberling. Jake, Epic Guide Service, thanks for having us out.
No problem, it's a pleasure. We've got a lot of birds over us. There's birds flying over right now.
There's a lot of
And
birds.
I think they'll be moving all day, so I think we still got some time left, and I think we're gonna kill some more, get some more footage.
Jake has bought a dog from me in the past, that's why we know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your dog name?
Max is my dog. He's a red lab, 4 years old. Best dog I've ever had. So
Gotta have a little few retrieves under him, huh?
yeah, he's getting a little gray at 4 already, so he works his butt off. So
He's got blood all over him.
Yeah.
Most of it's the goose blood, and he's looking good.
yeah, it's been a great dog so far. I'd highly recommend any dogs from Jeff. So
Well, I hope you guys are enjoying this part of the show. Stay tuned for some epic high-flying adventures. This is phenomenal. There are so many birds.
I was under doctor's orders not to shoot in this hunt, so I swapped my gun for a camera and helped capture the action. It was phenomenal getting to see this many birds decoy. I'm also a sucker for great dog work, and we had plenty of that on this hunt.
back it up, Pick. Back. Welcome to Snow Goose guiding. Let's try them. Catch it up. Yep.
We're having a great hunt in Arkansas. During a slow period about midday, Jake and I took our dogs out and worked on some steadiness and retrieving drills. It is never too late to work with your dog. When you get a little lull in the action, you can do some field work with them.
Sit.
Back.
Yeah, boy. Here. Come on, buddy. Good boy. Heel. 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 Sit. Oh, this is going to get cosmic. Oh, that group looks promising, doesn't it? They look quite promising. They're going to come. They want to be famous.
Get ready, guys. Shoot up! Go up!
This was a phenomenal hunt. I really enjoyed my time with Jake and the guys and want to thank them personally for putting me on the Snow Geese. I didn't get to shoot, but I did kill everything with the camera. That was a challenge and something I actually enjoyed. Closed captioning is brought to you by Hadel's Game Calls. Next week on Sporting Dog Adventures, we head to Wisconsin for an archery hunt. You'll see my son Cole and me hit the field in search of a big buck. Hey, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and for this episode, as well as past seasons, search us on YouTube, Sporting Dog Adventures TV.
Follow us on social media for a chance to win some great prizes from our sponsors.
Sporting Dog Adventures, run boy run. Everything you need is here under the sun. Everything you need is here under